Welcome to another episode of the English Globe podcast. I'm Adam, and I'm excited to be here with you today.
Hi there, I'm Julia, and we have a really exciting topic to discuss in this episode. I think it's something everyone can relate to and find useful.
That's right, Julia. Today, we are going to talk about personal goals and ambitions. This is such an important topic because goals and ambitions drive us forward and help us achieve our dreams.
Absolutely, Adam. Having goals gives us direction in life, and talking about them in English is a great way to improve our language skills. It's not just about learning new words, but also about expressing our hopes and dreams clearly and confidently.
Yes, and setting goals can be incredibly motivating. It helps us focus on what we want to achieve and creates a roadmap for our future. Whether it's learning a new skill, starting a new hobby, or aiming for a career milestone, goals keep us moving forward.
In this episode, we'll discuss how to talk about your personal goals and ambitions in English. We'll cover some useful vocabulary, share examples, and even do a role play to help you practice. By the end of this episode, you'll feel more confident talking about your dreams and plans in English.
We also want to highlight the importance of setting realistic and achievable goals. It's easy to get overwhelmed by big ambitions, but breaking them down into smaller, manageable steps makes them more attainable.
Exactly, Adam. We'll talk about the SMART method for setting goals, which stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. This method can help you create clear and realistic goals that you can actually achieve.
We'll also discuss some tips and strategies for staying motivated and focused on your goals. It's one thing to set a goal, but sticking to it and working towards it every day is what really makes the difference.
And we'll share our own personal goals and ambitions with you, so you can see how we apply these techniques in our own lives. We hope this will inspire you to think about your own goals and how you can talk about them in English.
So, whether you're aiming to learn English fluently, start a new career, or achieve any other personal ambition, this episode will give you the tools and confidence to talk about your goals in English.
Stay with us, and by the end of this episode, you'll be ready to share your personal goals and ambitions in English. Let's get started.
In this segment, we're going to focus on some key vocabulary and phrases related to personal goals and ambitions. These words will help you articulate your dreams and plans clearly and effectively.
That's right, Adam. Let's start with some key vocabulary words. We'll explain each word and give you example sentences to show how you can use them in your own conversations.
The first word is goal. A goal is something you want to achieve. For example, my goal is to learn English fluently.
Next, we have ambition. Ambition is a strong desire to do or achieve something. For example, she has the ambition to become a doctor.
The third word is achieve. This means to successfully reach a goal, usually through effort. For instance, he worked hard to achieve his dream of becoming an engineer.
The next word is dream. A dream is a cherished aspiration, ambition, or ideal. For example, her dream is to open her own bakery.
Another important word is future. This refers to the time yet to come. For example, he is planning for his future by saving money.
Now let's talk about plan. A plan is a detailed proposal for doing or achieving something. For example, she has a plan to study abroad next year.
The next word is success. This means the accomplishment of an aim or purpose. For instance, his success in the business world is admirable.
Another key word is motivation. Motivation is the reason or reasons one has for acting or behaving in a particular way. For example, her motivation to succeed comes from her family.
Dedication is the quality of being committed to a task. For example, His dedication to his studies paid off when he graduated with honors.
A challenge is a task that tests someone's abilities. For example, learning a new language is a challenge, but it's very rewarding.
Now let's look at some useful phrases that you can use to talk about your goals and ambitions.
The first phrase is, my goal is to... For example, my goal is to improve my English vocabulary.
Next we have, I aspire to... For example, I aspire to become a great public speaker.
You can also say, I am working towards. For example, I am working towards completing my degree.
Another useful phrase is, my ambition is to... For example, my ambition is to travel to all 7 continents.
And finally, I hope to achieve. For example, I hope to achieve a high score on my English exam.
These phrases are very helpful when talking about your personal goals and ambitions. Practice using them in your conversations, and you'll become more comfortable and confident.
Exactly, Adam. These words and phrases will not only help you express your goals, but also inspire you to keep working towards them. Keep practicing, and you'll see great improvement in your English skills.
Stay with us as we continue our discussion on personal goals and ambitions. Up next, we'll share a role-play activity to help you practice these new words and phrases in a real-life scenario. Now, we're going to dive into our discussion segment, where Julia and I will talk about our personal goals and ambitions. We hope this conversation will inspire you to think about your own goals and give you some ideas on how to talk about them in English. Julia, let's start with you. What is one of your personal goals?
One of my personal goals is to travel the world. I want to visit at least 20 different countries.
That's amazing. Why do you want to travel so much?
I love learning about different cultures and trying new foods. It's a big ambition of mine. Traveling allows me to experience different ways of life and meet new people. It's fascinating to see how people live in different parts of the world and to immerse myself in their traditions and customs.
That sounds incredible, Julia. Do you have any specific countries in mind that you want to visit?
Yes, there are a few at the top of my list. I really want to go to Japan because of its rich history and beautiful landscapes. I'm also very interested in visiting Italy for its art, architecture, and, of course, the amazing food. And I'd love to explore Brazil, especially during Carnival, to experience the vibrant culture and festivities.
Those are some fantastic choices. Traveling can definitely broaden your horizons and give you a new perspective on life. Have you done any traveling so far?
Yes, I have. I've been to a few countries in Europe, like France and Spain, and I've visited some cities in the United States as well. Each place has been unique and memorable in its own way. But there are still so many places I want to see and explore.
It sounds like you've already had some great experiences. Traveling is such a wonderful goal because it combines adventure, learning, and personal growth. I'm sure you'll reach your goal of visiting 20 countries.
Thank you, Adam. I'm working hard to save money and plan my trips. I believe that with dedication and good planning, I'll achieve this goal. What about you, Adam? What is one of your ambitions?
I aspire to write a book someday. I've always enjoyed writing, and I want to share my stories with others.
That sounds like a wonderful goal. What kind of book do you want to write?
I'm thinking of writing a novel, maybe something in the science fiction genre. I've always been fascinated by stories that explore futuristic concepts and imaginative worlds. I want to create a story that not only entertains, but also makes people think about the possibilities of the future.
Science fiction is a great choice. It allows you to explore complex ideas and create entire universes. Do you have any specific ideas for your novel?
Yes, I've been brainstorming a few concepts. One idea I'm particularly excited about involves a future where humans have colonized other planets. The story would follow a group of explorers who discover an ancient alien civilization. I want to delve into themes of exploration, survival, and the ethical dilemmas of encountering new forms of life.
That sounds fascinating, Adam. It's a big and ambitious project. How are you planning to achieve this goal?
I'm taking it step by step. Right now, I'm focusing on improving my writing skills by reading a lot of science fiction and writing short stories. I'm also attending writing workshops to get feedback and learn from other writers. My plan is to start writing the first draft of my novel within the next year.
It sounds like you're on the right track. Writing a novel is a huge undertaking, but with your passion and dedication, I'm sure you'll succeed. Have you thought about how you'll get your book published?
Yes, I've been researching the publishing process. There are a few different routes I could take, such as traditional publishing or self-publishing. Each has its pros and cons, so I'll need to decide which option is best for me once my manuscript is ready. But my main focus right now is on writing a compelling story.
That's a great approach. Focus on creating a strong story first, and the rest will follow. It's inspiring to hear about your ambition to write a book. I think our listeners will find it motivating to hear how you're working towards such a creative and challenging goal.
Thanks, Julia. I hope it encourages our listeners to pursue their own ambitions, no matter how big or small. It's important to have goals that push us to grow and achieve new things.
Absolutely. Whether it's traveling the world, writing a book, or any other personal goal, it's the journey towards achieving it that makes it worthwhile. So, listeners, take some time to think about your own goals and ambitions. Write them down, make a plan, and start working towards them.
And remember, talking about your goals and ambitions in English is a great way to practice your language skills and stay motivated. Share your dreams with friends, family, or even in the comments below this podcast. We'd love to hear what you're working towards.
Stay tuned, because up next we have a role-play activity to help you practice talking about your goals and ambitions in English. This will be a fun and interactive way to use the new vocabulary and phrases we discussed earlier.
Now, we're going to do a role-play activity to help you practice talking about your goals and ambitions in English. Imagine you are at a party and someone asks you about your personal goals. This is a great way to get comfortable with the vocabulary and phrases we discussed earlier. Sounds fun. I'll start. Hi, I'm Adam. What's your name?
Hi, Adam. I'm Julia. Nice to meet you. So, what are your personal goals?
Nice to meet you too, Julia. One of my goals is to become a professional photographer. I love capturing beautiful moments. Photography has always been a passion of mine, and I want to turn it into a full-time career.
That's fantastic, Adam. What kind of photography are you most interested in?
I'm really interested in landscape photography. There's something magical about capturing the beauty of nature. I also enjoy portrait photography because I love capturing people's emotions and expressions. What about you, Julia? What are your personal goals?
One of my personal goals is to travel the world. I want to visit at least 20 different countries and immerse myself in different cultures.
That's amazing. Traveling can be such a life-changing experience. Which countries are on your must-visit list?
Japan, Italy, and Brazil are at the top of my list. I'm fascinated by their unique cultures, histories, and cuisines. I believe that traveling helps you grow as a person and opens your mind to new perspectives.
I completely agree. Experiencing different cultures can really broaden your horizons. Do you have any plans for your next trip?
Yes, I'm planning a trip to Japan next year. I'm really excited to explore the temples in Kyoto, the bustling streets of Tokyo, and the beautiful landscapes in Hokkaido. How about you, Adam? How are you planning to achieve your goal of becoming a professional photographer?
I'm currently building my portfolio by taking photos every chance I get. I'm also taking online courses to improve my skills and learning from experienced photographers. My plan is to start working as a freelance photographer and gradually build my client base.
That's a solid plan. Building a portfolio is crucial for any aspiring photographer. Do you have any favorite photos you've taken so far?
Yes, there's one photo I took of a sunset over a mountain range that I'm particularly proud of. The colors were just perfect, and the composition turned out great. It's moments like that which remind me why I love photography so much.
That sounds beautiful. It's great to have a passion that drives you. I'm sure you'll achieve your goal with your dedication and hard work. Speaking of dedication, what keeps you motivated to pursue your dreams?
My love for photography and the joy it brings me keeps me motivated. Seeing the progress I make with each photo and the positive feedback I receive also encourages me to keep going. What about you, Julia? What keeps you motivated to travel and explore new places?
The excitement of discovering new cultures and the thrill of adventure keep me motivated. I also love meeting new people and hearing their stories. Every trip is a new learning experience, and that's what makes it so rewarding.
It sounds like we both find motivation in our passions. It's important to stay driven and focused on our goals. Now, let's encourage our listeners to join in on the fun.
Listeners, now it's your turn. We encourage you to practice this roleplay with a friend or by yourself. Imagine you're at a party and someone asks you about your goals and ambitions. Use the vocabulary and phrases we discussed earlier to talk about your dreams.
And don't stop there. Write down your own goals and ambitions and practice speaking about them regularly. The more you practice, the more confident you'll become in expressing your thoughts in English.
You can also record yourself and listen to how you sound. This will help you identify areas for improvement and track your progress. Remember, the key to learning a new language is practice and persistence.
Absolutely. And if you'd like to share your goals and ambitions with us, feel free to leave a comment or send us a message. We'd love to hear from you and support you on your journey.
Keep practicing, stay motivated, and don't be afraid to dream big. Your goals are within reach, and with dedication you can achieve them.
Thank you for joining us for this roleplay activity. Stay tuned for more tips and exercises in our upcoming episodes. Until next time, keep learning and keep dreaming.
Goodbye for now and happy practicing.
In this segment, we're going to share some tips on how to set and achieve your goals. Setting goals is an important part of personal growth, and achieving them can be very rewarding. Let's start with a method that can help you set effective goals.
When setting goals, it's helpful to use the SMART method. That means your goals should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Let's break down what each of these means.
Sure, Adam. Let's start with specific. Your goal should be clear and specific so you know exactly what you're aiming for. For example, instead of saying, "I want to learn English," you could say, "I want to learn 20 new English words every week." This gives you a clear target to work towards.
Next is measurable. You need a way to measure your progress so you can see how far you've come and stay motivated. For example, keeping a list of the new words you learn each week can help you track your progress.
Achievable is the third component. Your goal should be realistic and attainable. Setting a goal to learn 20 new words a week is achievable for most people, but saying you want to learn 100 new words a day might be too much and could lead to frustration.
The fourth component is relevant. Your goals should matter to you and align with other goals. If learning English is important for your career or personal growth, then it's a relevant goal. It should have a meaningful impact on your life.
And finally, time-bound. Your goal should have a deadline or time frame. Saying, "I want to learn 20 new English words every week," gives you a specific time period to achieve your goal. This helps create a sense of urgency and keeps you focused.
Using the SMART method can help you set clear, actionable goals that are easier to achieve. Now let's talk about staying motivated while working towards your goals.
It's important to stay motivated. One way to do this is by setting small milestones and celebrating your achievements. For example, if your goal is to learn 20 new words a week, you could reward yourself at the end of each week when you reach your goal.
Another great tip is to find a study buddy or join a group. Having someone to study with can keep you accountable and make the process more enjoyable. You can share your progress, motivate each other, and even practice speaking together.
Also, try to keep your goals visible. Write them down and place them somewhere you'll see them every day, like on your desk or your fridge. This constant reminder will keep your goals at the forefront of your mind.
Creating a study schedule can also help. Set aside dedicated time each day or week for working on your goal. Consistency is key when it comes to making progress. Even if it's just 15 minutes a day, regular practice will add up over time.
Don't forget to be flexible and kind to yourself. Sometimes things don't go as planned, and that's okay. If you miss a day or don't reach a milestone, don't be too hard on yourself. Just get back on track and keep moving forward.
Remember to reflect on your progress regularly. Take some time to review what you've achieved and adjust your goals if necessary. This can help you stay motivated and ensure you're on the right path.
It's also helpful to visualize your success. Imagine yourself achieving your goal and how it will feel. This positive visualization can boost your motivation and keep you focused on your end goal.
And finally, don't hesitate to seek help when you need it. Whether it's from a teacher, a friend, or an online community, there are plenty of resources available to support you. Asking for help is a sign of strength, not weakness.
Absolutely, Julia. Achieving goals is a journey, and it's important to enjoy the process as much as the outcome. Keep these tips in mind, and you'll be well on your way to achieving your goals.
We hope these tips help you set and achieve your goals effectively. Remember, setting SMART goals and staying motivated are key components to success.
Stay tuned for more useful tips and exercises in our upcoming episodes. Until next time, keep learning and keep striving for your goals. Now we're going to answer some common questions from our listeners about setting and achieving personal goals and ambitions.
We received a lot of great questions, so let's dive in. One question we received is, how can I stay focused on my goals?
Great question. One effective way to stay focused is to break your goals into smaller, manageable tasks. This makes them less overwhelming and helps you stay on track. Set deadlines for each task to create a sense of urgency and keep yourself accountable.
Another question we received is, what should I do if I feel like I'm not making progress?
That's a common concern. If you feel stuck, try to reevaluate your approach. Are your goals realistic and achievable? Sometimes, adjusting your goals or changing your strategy can make a big difference. Also, remember to celebrate small victories along the way. Every step forward is progress, even if it's small.
Here's another question. How can I stay motivated when I face challenges?
Facing challenges is a normal part of pursuing any goal. To stay motivated, remind yourself why you set the goal in the first place. What's the bigger picture? Keeping your end goal in mind can help you push through tough times. Additionally, finding a support system, like a friend or a group with similar goals, can provide encouragement and accountability.
And finally, one more question. How do I make time for my goals when I have a busy schedule?
Time management is key. Try to carve out a specific time each day or week dedicated to working on your goal, even if it's just 15 to 30 minutes. Consistency is more important than the amount of time. Also, prioritize your tasks and eliminate distractions during your dedicated time to maximize productivity.
We hope these answers help you on your journey to achieving your goals. If you have any more questions about personal goals and ambitions, feel free to leave a comment or send us a message. We love hearing from our listeners and are here to support you.
Yes, your questions and feedback are very important to us. Keep them coming, and we'll continue to provide helpful tips and advice in future episodes. Today, we talked about how to express your personal goals and ambitions in English. We covered useful vocabulary and phrases, had a discussion about our own goals, did a role-play activity, and shared tips on setting and achieving goals.
We hope you found this episode helpful and feel more confident talking about your dreams and ambitions. Remember, setting and achieving goals is a journey, and every step you take brings you closer to your aspirations.
Don't forget to subscribe to the English Globe podcast for more episodes on learning English and improving your communication skills.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time. Keep dreaming big and working towards your goals.
Goodbye for now, and happy goal setting.
Goodbye, everyone.